Hi everybody and welcome back to Tales of Wanderlust. I'm Cass, this is Jasper, and today we are going to unbox and experiment with our new drone. So if you want to take a look, stay tuned. What do you think? Are you offended by the box? Alright, so we are going to start unboxing our Ruko Veenix V11 drone. So Ruko was nice enough to send this one to us. I've been wanting a drone for a while, but I hadn't actually purchased one because in order to use drone footage when you make money on YouTube or any social media, you need to have a license. And a year ago, I actually signed up for a course to help train me to take the test for that license. And with working on my master's, doing all that, I haven't had time for it. So when Ruko reached out to me and they said, hey, you want to try out our new drone? I said, you know what? Take this opportunity. So we're trying out the drone. Ruko is actually a brand I've been keeping an eye on Amazon for a while because they have really good reviews. And Black Friday and Prime Deal Days and all of those, they actually have really good deals on these too. So I will link to where you can find these below, and we will experiment and see how this is. And then in terms of the license, I have a 2-week break right now, so I'm going to work on studying for that. And then you do have to sign up for a proctored exam at a location through the government website in order to pass the test. Let's see if I can do that after 2 weeks. And then once I have my license, then I can go ahead and use drone footage. But all of the drone footage I take today, I technically cannot use on this video. So we'll check it out. I will get my license, and if I pass, we'll take out more drone footage, and then I'll put it here in the video so you can see how the drone does. We're here in the Gila of New Mexico, about an hour and a half down a dirt road. I think it was about 60 miles, and it is so peaceful. If I stop talking for a second, you can hear how quiet it is. All right, so let's get to the fun stuff. It's nice that it has this case because things tend to get bumped around a lot in the camper. All right, full disclosure, I don't know anything about drones, so we gotta figure this out. So here it is. Thankfully, it's not anything too big. This carrying case is actually a really good size for traveling. Then we got our remote. You know what I didn't think about? There's probably an app I need for this, and there's no signal here. I also did not charge the battery ahead. What do you think? Smelly battery? Flight guide and safety disclaimer. So this is a good point to sit down and read through all of the safety disclaimers. Just kidding, I'm not gonna put you through that. Preparing for flight. Download app. In the back zipper pocket, we've got, feels like Christmas morning. You know what this is? This is a landing pad. I actually love that they give this to you, because when I was looking at drones previously, I was looking at buying these, but now I don't buy them. So we've got our fancy helipad. I feel like it should have a D, right, for a drone pad, but oh well, it's a helipad. That's the gimbal holder up here. So we take the propeller holder off. We unfold the arms. Oh, it's starting to look like a drone. So I'm dropping things. Highly advise to open your brand new drone in a super sandy campsite. So there's the camera, and it's on a gimbal, which the gimbal is used for making really smooth footage. So the fact that it has a gimbal is huge. Not all drones have gimbals. Don't eat it. What do you think? Huh? You're gonna hate it when this thing flies. It's blinking. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you're gonna hate the sound of this. Hi! Hello! Please don't eat my drone. Okay, we are now at the point where I need to download the app and get all the batteries charged. I will meet you back here in a few hours. But really, YouTube magic, it's gonna be like 2 seconds. But for me, a few hours. All right, I am at a little airport here outside of Peyton, Colorado. There's little Cessnas and a little helicopter actually over there flying around. I took my Part 107 drone pilot license class and I passed. Got an 87 on the test. I ended up buying a course that walked you through it and went through really the main points of the test covers. And then I've been studying for the last 3 solid days of like going through the course, writing things down, memorizing it, really focusing on the map. The one trick that the course did not tell you, but a friend of mine told me who did also take the Part 107, is that there is a handbook. And in the front of that handbook is a legend. If you do want to take the Part 107, it will ask you about different airspaces. There's Class B, C, D, and E, and each of them are designated with a different color circle. And all of that is in the legend. So the course I took said you needed to memorize it. So it was telling you like Class B is blue, Class C is crimson. Make sure if you do take the Part 107 that you download what that handbook is. And then it's like the 3rd or 4th page in, there's a legend that gives you a ton of information about the maps. About half of the test is reading maps. About half of the test is general knowledge questions. I will say the course I took is out of date. So one of the questions was, if your drone causes physical damage to something, how much is the minimum until you have to report it to the FAA? My course told me 500 and the test said 600. So that is just something to keep in mind. I was actually really nervous because did I bring it with me? I actually did a check mark of my right and wrong answers. So the answers I was really confident on, and the ones I thought maybe I got wrong or not so confident on, and you had to get 42 right in order to get 70%, which is passing. And that means you can get 18 wrong. I literally had 18 where I didn't know the answer or I was not confident of the answer. So it was really nerve-wracking hitting the submit button. I thought I was basically just at passing, if that. So getting an 87, I am pumped. I have to go home and finish all my applications so I can get my actual certification in the mail. So the next step is I have to go register my drone. It already has the remote ID on it, or the RID, which is required since September of 2023 for any drones that are above 0.55 pounds. Actually, it's 0.55 pounds and above. My drone is about 2 pounds, so I do have to go register it. Then I can finally take my drone to fly. I haven't actually even launched the drone yet because I wanted to get this done. So this is done. Let's go do a little bit more paperwork and then have some fun. All right, I am here and I'm going to try to fly the drone. Normally I would just do this during my lunch hour if I'm out traveling, but I'm working on my capstone class for my master's degree. So there is no traveling right now. So I'm staying home so I can get all of that done. That makes it so I have to drive out into the national forest. All right, we got power on. Okay, so we've got to calibrate it. And then once it's calibrated, it needs to go on the ground. So I asked it to return to home. There's home. There's my drone. So, I mean, it was all the way out there. So it got close. It landed in the dirt really well. All right, the battery was at 30%. I am a really rough drone pilot. This is gonna take a lot of practice to get this to be smooth flying, but I'm gonna switch out the batteries real quick and then see if I can send it up and try this again. We're going back on the helipad and see if we can get this to work. So when it turns, it doesn't keep a level altitude. Like right now, it's actually dropping on its own. And now it's kind of going back up on its own. So it doesn't hold itself 100%. So I just gave the grass a little bit of a haircut. Okay, we're returning to home. I don't 100% trust it, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it. That way if we have to duck out of the way, but here it comes. So it actually went back up to the elevation I took it all the way up to. And now it's like centering itself. But again, we're gonna miss the helipad. So I have a drone that knows how to come home. just doesn't know how to hit the bullseye. During the return descent, the user can control the aircraft to avoid obstacles. So I need to get better at when it comes into home that I actually take over and land it on the helipad, but I am still very rough at, I never had like an RC car or anything like that either, so I don't know how to really fly these things. Powering off. I don't know if my footage is on here or on the memory card. I don't know if I was actually recording. You have to actually hit record on the phone. So all of that footage, don't have it. Oh, talk about dumb moment. That was a whole lot of something for nothing. So initial reactions to the drone. I've never I've never flown another drone, so I really can't compare at all. But I wanted a good beginner drone with all the features I needed, such as the gimbal, the return to home, and the follow me and all of that, which this has. I did not want to spend a crazy amount of money, which is why I was looking at the Rokus. They did send this one to me for free, remember that. But that's why I was looking at them originally, is because of the price point and being a really good beginner drone, because who knows if I'm gonna ever crash this thing, and I don't want to destroy like a $2,000 drone. So with all of that in mind as to what my requirements are for a drone, so I think this is gonna be perfect for that. Once I figure out how to use all the features, because there are a ton of features on here, such as the record button. So I'm sure some of you are gonna have a heyday with this one, but we're gonna go home, we're gonna charge everything, and then we're gonna try this again tomorrow. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, day 2 of trying to fly the drone. Walked up here into this national forest. Thought this would be a cool spot because it's pretty wide open up here on top of this hill. And then there's a few trees, so I could try to fly through the trees, check it out, but it's windy. I think it is because even though there's blue sky here, there's a huge snowstorm over there, actually hiding a huge mountain range. Then we have where I'm at, beautiful blue sky. And then we have storm number 2 coming through. We're gonna hang out for a little bit, see if the wind dies down. All right, looks like we've got a little bit of a break coming. So we're gonna get everything set. It is calm. I need to get this in the air. I just crashed it. All right, first crash. And one of the clips that holds the propellers in came open, but the propeller didn't come loose. Things look okay, so we're gonna try it again. Crash number 2. My propellers are looking a little beat up. That's why they give you spare propellers. Actually does better in the wind than I thought. All right, we want the camera to go up because I'm filming the ground when I go. How are we doing on battery? 80%. I'm in a tree. All right, we're out of a tree. Oh my gosh, this thing is hard to fly. actual footage this time. I did talk to my brother who flies his drone a lot more frequently, and he said there's some auto modes you can use to get a more smooth flight pattern, things like that. So definitely a lot more education I need to do in order to learn the drone, but overall I'm very happy with it because you can get it for a pretty good price. There is a coupon code below for 35% off if you want, and having it at a cheaper price makes me a lot more apt to use it because I crashed it twice, and you know what? The propellers are a little scratched up, if you can see right there, but they still work. It still flies perfectly fine, and it comes with extra propellers, and it's pretty light and it's easy to travel with. So I think this is a really good beginner drone, and I'm excited to get better at it. If you have any questions with the drone, how it was taking the Part 107, getting everything coordinated, let me know below and I'll go ahead and answer them. Otherwise, I'm going to post this video and then go back to my capstone project for my master's, and I'll probably see you all in a few weeks back here. So have a good one, everybody.